Shalom Aleichem, Malakei HaSharet, Malakei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lochem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Orchuni leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Tonight, we will have the great honor of hearing wisdom from one of my teachers, Rabbi Dr. Lisa Grant. She will share about her book, The Year of Mourning, A Jewish Journey, within which there are many musical selections. One of them is a beautiful melody of the text from Psalm 90, verse 12, which says, "Teach us to treasure our days, that we may open our hearts to your wisdom," with a tune written by Rabbi Yitzhak Husbands Henkin. Later, we will sing this together. For now, let's join together to learn the chorus. Not too hard, don't worry. Teach us to treasure each day. Now you. Teach us to treasure each day. Great. Teach us to treasure each day. Teach us to treasure each day, that we may open our hearts to your wisdom. Oh, teach us to treasure each day, that we may open our hearts to your wisdom. Oh, teach us to treasure each day. We'll do it one time all together. Teach us to treasure each day. Teach us to treasure each day, that we may open our hearts to your wisdom. Oh, teach us to treasure each day, that we may open. That we may open our hearts to your wisdom. Oh, teach us to treasure each day. You sound beautiful. You're
That's
gonna
what
be
I was.
ready when it
That's
comes.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Everybody sounds great. Shabbat Shalom. Ah, treasure each day. Wow, we need to do that for sure. And it's good to be together in community as always, and especially now. We're grateful that you're all here, grateful to share the bima with Emily, and grateful to Marissa Rosenthal, who's here representing our Board of Trustees, and Lori Tompkins is here greeting everybody from our staff. And we're really excited that Jake is here with his family. Jake is being called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah tomorrow, and we want to invite Jake and his parents to come forward for Jake to lead us in Kiddush and his parents to help us in that process. Come on forward.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
The heaven and the earth were finished and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu v'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon, hinhilanu, zikaron, lema'aseh, bereshit. Ki hu yom tehila lemikrai kodesh. Zeher litziat mitzrayim. Kivanu vaharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodsheha Be'ahava uvratzon hinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Yasher koach.
Well done. Good job. Okay, I'll take the cup. And you can go back to your seat. More tomorrow. Come back. It's going to be great. We'll continue now with Kabbalat Shabbat.
No
the entrance to our sanctuary.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. טוב תמונה עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך תודי לקראת חלה, יללה, 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 בני שבת נקבלה. לך תודי לקראת חלה, יללה, 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 בני שבת נקבלה. לך תודי לקראת חלה, יללה, 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 בני שבת נקבלה. לך תודי לקראת חלה, יללה, 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 בני שבת נקבלה.
Having greeted Shabbat, let's greet one another. Turn to all the people around you, wish them Shabbat Shalom. If you need to reach across the aisles to meet somebody new, you can do that. We're glad that you're all here. And we're going to remain standing as we continue with Baruch Hu. Please be seated. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your love and your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. We continue now with Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha ובכל nafshecha ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
There's a reading in your prayer book on page 41 if you want to follow along, or you can just listen. We've read it 1,000 times, and it always feels relevant, and especially now. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד הזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך.
We continue with Tefillah. Please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol v'Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei HaKol, Vezocher Chazdei Avot ve'imahot, Umevi Geola livnei vneihem, Leman Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer, Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol, Atah rav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach umorid hagashem, Melchalkel chaim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofech cholim, Uma ונאמנת לך חיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום להללוה סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, קדושים בכל יום יעללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Please be seated. A reflection before silent prayer by Rabbi Hannah Yerushalmi. She writes, "During this moment of silence, bring me the grief of my people, centuries born and centuries old, and let it inspire me to still love the world. Connect me with fleeting grace and the prophet's power to keep opening up my soul even when it is seared with loss. Bring me the courage to quiet my desperate need for answers by letting hearts touch hearts on some imagined coastal plain. Connect me with the calm of a desert valley after a surprise flash flood, the rich pause between musical notes, or the serenity of a Jerusalem street on Shabbat. Bring me the tentative hope in a room before a newborn's cry. Connect me to the frail, silvery thread that links me to the humanity of my neighbor. During this moment of silence, though there are horrors all around, in spite of everything that directs me not, let the more loving one be me." We pray silently.
Teach us to treasure each day. Teach us to treasure each day, that we may open our hearts to your wisdom. Oh, teach us to treasure each day, that we may open our hearts to your wisdom. Oh, teach us to treasure each day. Treasure each day. Oh, teach us to treasure each day. Treasure us to treasure each day. Treasure each day. Oh, teach us to treasure each day.
Tonight we are, as Emily mentioned, super honored to welcome Rabbi Dr. Lisa Grant to Shari Tefillah. Lisa is so many of our teachers, and I was privileged to study with her at the Institute for Jewish Spirituality. A brief bio of Dr. Grant, and then we'll welcome her forward. Rabbi Grant is director of the New York Rabbinical School Program, the Eleanor Sinsheimer Distinguished Service Professor in Jewish Education, and coordinator of special seminary projects at the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion. I don't know how you have time to write a book. That's a lot of titles. In addition to authoring numerous articles, book chapters, and curriculum guides, she's a co-author of a number of books on Israel education and Jewish learning. Tonight, as Emily mentioned, she'll be speaking about her amazing new book, The Year of Mourning, A Jewish Journey. Mine is already dog-eared because it's amazing and beautiful. And it's so beautiful that we bought a bunch of copies to begin giving to congregants who are in mourning. Rabbi Grant has been on the faculty of HUC-JIR since the year 2000. She received her BA from the University of Michigan, an MBA from the University of Massachusetts Amherst, a PhD from the Jewish Theological Seminary in New York, and rabbinic ordination as well from HUC-JIR. She's happily married to Billy Weitzer, who is here, and they are the proud parents of 2 adult children. Please join me in welcoming Rabbi Dr. Lisa Grant to Shari Tefillah. Over here, I think, actually.
Over here. Okay,
right.
I will do it over here. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat
What a
Shalom.
pleasure it is to be here. And thank you for Emily for setting the tone with that beautiful interpretation of the psalm. Psalm 90 is often kind of a go-to psalm in the Yizkor service. You may be familiar to some of you. And another way to translate teach us to treasure each day is teach us to count each day. And we Jews like to do a lot of counting. This week we are counting, we passed the 30-day mark since October 7th. And 30 days is a particularly important day, time frame for mourners. And yet we still haven't buried all of the people who were slaughtered on that day of October 7th. And we also know the killing still goes on, both Israelis, soldiers, and Palestinians in Gaza, so we're still counting. Yesterday was also the 85th anniversary of Kristallnacht, the Night of Broken Glass that took place throughout Germany and Austria that many people say began the Holocaust. So we need to treasure every day because you never know what's going to happen next. And this week's Parsha also begins with counting. V'yiyu chayei Sarah 100 shana ve'esrim shana ve'sheva shanim shnei chayei Sarah. Sarah lived to be 127 years. Such was the span of Sarah's life. And Sarah died in Kiryat Arba, that is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And Abraham came to eulogize her and weep for her. The Midrash suggests that after hearing of Abraham's near sacrifice of their son Isaac, Sarah's heart gave out and she died. Abraham responds to her death in 3 ways. He eulogizes her, he weeps for her, and he finds a burial place for her. The text is terse in the matter of the first 2, but goes into quite a bit of detail about his efforts to find and then purchase a permanent burial place for Sarah and his family. These verses provide us with the biblical origins of Jewish mourning practices. And already we see that the response to the death of a loved one can take many forms. It's curious that the text says Abraham first eulogizes and then weeps for Sarah. We might think a more logical order would be to weep first, but that's not always the case, and it certainly wasn't for me. My response to each of the deaths in my family have been quite different, depending on the circumstances, and I imagine that that is true for many of you as well. Sometimes our first response is the urge to do something practical, like call the rabbi or the funeral home, or do anything to feel like the world isn't spinning out of control. And to be sure, many of us weep, and not just at a set time, but at moments that might be totally unpredictable. Another form of mourning is present in the Parsha as well, in the absence of Isaac. After his near death at his father's hands on Mount Moriah, Isaac disappears from the narrative until the very end of this week's Parsha. Abraham descends the mountain and returns to Beersheba with his servants. But what of Isaac? All we have from the text is silence. That, too, is a way that many of us mourn. Indeed, during this terrible time in Israel, many of us simply cannot find the words to express the depth of our heartache, fear, frustration, anger, and despair. We might imagine that after the double trauma of the Akedah and the death of his mother Sarah, that Isaac wants nothing to do with his family or God. But in true rabbinic fashions, the rabbis don't like that plan, and they struggle to find other interpretations of his long absence from the text. A midrash in Genesis Rabbah teaches that he spent 3 years studying in a Beit Midrash, a house of learning. But, we draw some wisdom from that, because from this midrash developed a tradition that some Jews adopt of studying a tractate of Talmud during the first 30 days of mourning. When we finally do encounter Isaac again, we read, Vayetze Yitzchak lasuach basadeh lifnot arev. And Isaac went out in the evening, lasuach, in the fields. The JPS Torah commentary translates this word lasuach as to stroll. The 11th century commentator Rashi understands this wasn't just any old walk in the woods, but Isaac went out in the fields to meditate and pray. Lasuach shares the same root as the word sicha, which means conversation. And another commentator, Sforno, from the 16th century, concurs that Isaac went out into the fields to pour out his heart to God in prayer. So some kind of conversation the rabbis are imagining between Isaac and God in this moment of contemplation, meditation, quiet. And this is the moment that Isaac begins to re-enter the family narrative and reconnect to God, marking a new stage in his process of mourning and the beginning of a journey towards acceptance. For most of us, mourning a loved one is a time of disorientation and disruption. We can go through many different stages of grief, and there's no set order. We might feel pain and gratitude at the same moment, and at other times we might simultaneously feel resilient and broken. Waves of sadness might flow over us even as we find comfort in sharing stories and being cared for by family and friends. And some of us may not know what to do with our grief. Like Isaac, we may withdraw from the community and find that support systems we thought were there are simply not enough. After the death of my mother, I found I needed something more than going to Shul weekly to say Kaddish. And there were others in my community who were mourning at that time too, so I decided I was going to start a Kaddish club. And we would gather 8 to 12 people every month in different homes, and we'd sing together and study a little, share stories, and break bread. We varied in age. Some were mourning parents or siblings, Some were mourning spouses, and one a child. What I saw in these mourners was a need to have a space to share their stories, to commune in their grief and find solace in the comfort of others. I also saw in them a desire to know more about what Jewish tradition can teach them about mourning, and a willingness to explore how traditional wisdom and practices might support them in their personal journey through grief. The motivations, stories, and curiosity of these learners were the inspiration for what ultimately became this book and an app called The Year of Mourning, A Jewish Journey. And the book contains a compilation of resources organized around 7 meta-themes that are common experiences of mourners: pain, brokenness, sadness, comfort, resilience, acceptance, and gratitude. And each theme has 7 units that include resources that mirror many of the practices we see in our Parsha: time for contemplation and prayer, a brief passage of study, poetry, and song. And one of the little extra benefits, or this really not little, big benefits of having the app, is that it includes recordings of all of the beautiful music that opens each unit, and we got a little taste of some of the beautiful music this evening. And these songs are drawn mostly from our sacred texts and include recordings by many contemporary singer-songwriters, including my collaborating editor, Cantor Lisa B. Siegel. And even though the book is by necessity linear, we know that mourning doesn't follow a predictable path, and there's no intention to prescribe a set sequence. Some people may choose to go in order, and others may seek out a theme or a text or a song that connects most deeply to them at that particular moment. I've heard from people who keep the book at their bedside and open it randomly each night before they go to bed. I've also heard that some people just listen to the music on the app or only read the poetry, and I even once saw somebody with the book on the subway. And that's just what I was hoping for, that mourners can connect to these resources in ways that affirm their feelings, deepen their memories, and provide some degree of consolation and meaning during this fragile time of sorrow. Here's just a very brief taste of what these materials can offer. So I chose to explore with you briefly week 2 in the theme of sadness because it focuses on Isaac. And the study text for that week is a midrash that explores Isaac's suffering after the death of his mother, and ultimately how he finds comfort in his marriage to Rebekah. The midrash teaches all the days that Sarah was alive, a cloud was connected to the entrance of her tent. When she died, the cloud stopped. When Rebekah came, the cloud returned. All the days Sarah was alive, the doors were wide open. When she died, the doors closed, and where Rebekah came, the doors reopened. All the days that Sarah was alive, there was a blessing in her dough, and when Sarah died, that blessing ended. When Rebekah came, it returned. And all the days that Sarah was alive, there was a candle that would burn from one Sabbath eve to the next. And when she died, the candle went out. And only when Rebekah came did the week-long flame return. The disappearance of these 4 constants signifies the magnitude of Isaac's pain after the death of his mother. For him, the clouds symbolized his mother's connection to God. Isaac struggled to find a way back to God after Sarah died. Sarah was also a connection to hospitality, symbolized by the open doors of her tent. The loss of the blessing of her dough and the light represents Sarah's religious piety and her connection to Shabbat. And for Isaac, all of these things were lost until Rebekah came into his life. So in the book, after this passage of study, we ask a couple of questions for people to reflect on, to make a personal connection from that story to their own lives. So asking them, asking you, asking ourselves, what are the constants that we feel are missing from our life during this time of mourning? And what, if anything, helps us to meet that emptiness? Emptiness is often a theme in grief. We can feel emptied of feelings, of words, of purpose, and of God. Isaac began to fill the empty spaces in his life when he found love in marriage with Rebekah. Sometimes we can't really fill the emptiness, but we demonstrate resilience when we begin to accept its presence. A familiar verse from Psalm 118 reflects what this spiritual emptiness might feel like for us as we call out from the narrow straits of pain and loss. Some of us see God as a source of comfort and consolation in these narrow straits. Some of us aren't sure who or what God is, and yet we still may find that Jewish wisdom, poetry, song, and prayer can help provide us with a sense of God in the emptiness of loss, and maybe support us in finding ways to live with our sadness and grief, to savor our memories and find gratitude in having had our loved ones in our lives. Min hametzar karati ya, from out of the depths I call to God. And the psalmist assures us, Anani b'merchavya, God will answer us in that empty space when we are ready to open our hearts to listen. So let's listen now to Min hametzar from Emily.
Hametzar karatia anani b'mechavya min hametzar karatia anani b'mechavya.
Rabbi Grant, thank you for teaching us Torah tonight, for giving us the gift of this beautiful resource that will continue to teach us Torah. Rabbi Grant will be in the Oneg, and we invite you to find her and thank her and ask questions. This is truly an extraordinary resource. I downloaded the app, and it's so beautiful, such a wonderful connection. Music is so powerful, words are so powerful, and we're grateful that you've given us this tremendous gift, and thank you for being with us this evening. We think now of those in our circle of concern who are ill and in need of healing. And we want to reach out to one another, reach out to the Holy One of Blessing as we seek healing for them all. We have here on the screen a list of members of our congregational family that we know that we are praying for. If you're thinking of someone who is not on this list or someone whose name you would like to say their name aloud, even if they are here, we invite you to mention their names aloud. We think of all of them. We lift them in our hearts and our prayers. For those for whom healing is possible, we pray for healing. We pray for strength for everyone to face whatever comes. For those struggling with addiction and those in recovery, may God bless them all. And may we bless each other as we sing Misha Berach together. So what are you celebrating this week? Are there birthdays, anniversaries, bar mitzvahs? Yes, we're celebrating a bar mitzvah. Congratulations. Excited for you. What else are you celebrating? What are the good things in your life that you want to mark?
Granddaughter is getting bar mitzvah.
Your granddaughter's become...
Bar mitzvah.
Congratulations. Mazel tov to you and to your granddaughter. Fantastic. Enjoy. That should be a wonderful celebration and a great moment for your family and for the Jewish people. Very nice. Wonderful. Congratulations. What else are you celebrating? Anything good? Yeah?
It's my grandfather's
Almost birthday. Fantastic.
4 years old.
Almost 4. At that point, every month is like, yeah.
And her father, 22 years ago, was bar mitzvah here.
Hey, that's wonderful. Fantastic. Wonderful. Mazel tov to you and to your granddaughter and your son as well. Good. What else? I heard something over here. Yeah? Your cousins get married tomorrow. Congratulations. Wonderful. Mazel tov to you and to them. What else? Anything else going on? Cantor Ella Gladstone Martin is being installed tonight by Cantor Todd Kipnis at her new congregation. So we're sending love and congratulations. That's why Cantor Kipnis is not here, but we knew that you would understand that he is celebrating with her, and we wish Ella and her family congratulations. Any other good things that we're celebrating? Anybody here? Yes, please.
My son got a job.
Ooh, your son got a job. Okay, congratulations. That's huge. What is he doing?
He's writing.
He's writing.
He's writing articles about changing oil prices.
Okay, articles about the change in oil prices. Okay, can we subscribe somewhere? Can we support? Well, congratulations. Well, that's the best. He likes it. That's fantastic. Excellent. Anything else? Yes, please. Hey, just back from Parents' Weekend. Fantastic. And how was Parents' Weekend? All the Syracuse in Syracuse, was it cold? Wasn't too bad. Okay. And how are the kids? And did you feed them well? Okay. And did you take them shopping? Of course. Excellent. You did all the things. And soon they'll be home for Thanksgiving, yeah? Excellent. Very nice. Well, it's so nice. Yes? Fantastic. Fantastic. Congratulations. Mazel tov. That's wonderful. Good. Yes. Celebrating Shabbat with your daughter. That's wonderful. We're glad that she's here, and I bet she's glad that you're here too. That's wonderful. Excellent. Yay. Excellent. Very good. Noah, any acting gigs that we should be following you on, or are you still working on it?
The writer's strike and the actor's strike.
Oh my goodness. Okay, the actor strike is, we think, over, I think? Yes. So that's a big thing that you're celebrating. Yes. Fantastic. Very good. Excellent. Congratulations. Good. Anybody here for the first time or the second time? Raise your hand. Okay, tell us your name. Kimberly, and where are you visiting from? Down the street. Welcome, Kimberly. And? Russell from New Orleans. Thank you for coming. We're glad that you're here. Thanks for being here. Anybody else here for the first time? Yes, please. What are your names?
Jeremy and Melissa.
And where are you all visiting from?
Well, we migrated from the Upper West to the Upper East.
Wow. Did you bring your passport? Okay, I had stamped at Zabar's. Very nice. Okay. Well, welcome. We're glad that you're here. Welcome. Anybody else new or here for the first time? Okay. Well, we're glad that you're here. Let's make our new friends welcome here from all the way down the street and all the way across the city and all the way from New Orleans and anywhere else that people are from. We're glad that everybody is here. And Shabbat Shalom to you all.
Please rise for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שהוא נפסנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch, a fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be and, oh, to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, Your laugh once lifted me. Your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. At this time, we remember these members of our congregational family who have died in recent weeks and whose yahrzeits are observed. If you hear the name of a loved one, we invite you please to stand. In the period of Shloshim, we remember our friend Rachel Levy, and we also remember Marin Swenson Waxenberg, sister-in-law of Susan Waxenberg, and these whose yahrzeits, the anniversaries of their deaths, are marked at this time: Beth Beloff, Selma Bleish, Kurt L. Blumenstiel, Sidney Bronsky, Robert Calvin, Saul Dollinger, Harriet Dorman, Claire Engelman, Enid Feenberg, Elliot Flax, Murray H. Gershon, Elizabeth Eyre Inches, Adolph German, Harry S. Carlson, George Kaminsky, Theodore R. Kellert,
Thelma Klein, Leopold Kleinberg, Saul Levinson, Herbert Daniel Lewis, Ann Mortman, Sadie P. Resnick, Fred Robbins, Alice Robbins, Maria Rogenstein, Lisa Wall Rosenstock, Gerald Saul Rosenstrach, Magda Rosa, Ida Schwartz, Gilbert Seidner, Philip Shalita, Isaac Shapiro, Fima Slutsky, Helen Steinberg, Samuel Stoltz, Gerald Sussman, Seymour Tyndall, Shirley Wolfson.
If there are others that you're remembering, we invite you to rise and mention your loved one's name aloud. Zichronam livracha, may their memories live as enduring blessing. We remember as well those who have no one left to say Kaddish for them. In that spirit, we rise together as a community for Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kari v'yimru. Amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mavarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. Please be seated. It's my honor to call forward Marissa Rosenthal, a leader and a member of our Board of Trustees, to bring some greetings.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you first to Rabbi Dr. Gross for your comments or your words. They were really beautiful, and the music has been wonderful, so thank you. I just want to make a couple of announcements. First, I wanted to thank everyone who contributed to our drive for medical supplies for Israel. They were sent over, we drove them out to Israel Friends, and they are on their way to Israel. So the medical supplies were very, very much appreciated. Shari Justice's next big event is going to be our Day of Service, Education, and Mobilization, which is going to be on November 19th. And we are going to be supporting New York's asylum-seeking migrants. We really hope you guys will all join us. There's a link to RSVP in the email, and the day will culminate with our interfaith Thanksgiving service, which is always wonderful. Lastly, I wanted to remind everyone that the Gift of Light has begun. It's our candle fundraiser where you can send Hanukkah candles to other members of the clergy, the staff, or other members of our synagogue. And it's a great fundraiser, and it's available now through November 28th. And I hope you all have a wonderful, peaceful weekend. Shabbat Shalom.
Thanks, my friend. Thank you very much. Just a couple more words. First of all, Mazel Tov to Jake and to his family. You led us beautifully tonight. We know that you'll lead us beautifully tomorrow, and thank you to you and your family. Thanks to Emma for running visual tefillah, and Brendan and Jamal for making it all sound and look great, and these incredible musicians that we are so blessed to enjoy their gifts. I'm happy to say that the bus that we have been working on to DC for the rally on Tuesday is full. If you still want to go, the 92nd Street Y still has seats on their bus and on their buses, and you can go to the 92nd Street Y website. It's an important thing that we're able to go. I know it's midweek; it's hard for people to go. Glad we're bringing a good group, and we will look forward to reporting back. In addition to the Gift of Light, our annual appeal continues. I think we have gotten over the typical percentage of congregants who have usually participated is around, I think, 29%, I think Seth said, on the high holidays. And we're up to 40% this year, which is much better than it was and could be better. So if you haven't had a chance to give to the annual appeal, enjoy Shabbos, as you should, and then, when the sun goes down tomorrow night and we greet Elijah the prophet, that's as good a time as any to make your contribution to strengthen this congregation. Lots of good things coming up. We hope you'll check it all out in the weekly. I want to really draw your attention to our Scholar in Residence weekend upcoming with Rabbi Miriam Klotz of the Institute for Jewish Spirituality. She'll be here on Friday evening speaking, Saturday sort of in the Torah study slot, and Sunday morning she'll be offering Torah yoga. No previous experience required, and I'm evidence of that. So we hope that you'll put that weekend in your calendar, and lots more details to follow. And thanks to Emily for sharing your gifts as well. And we're going to close with something beautiful.
Yes, since we can never have enough making peace, we'll close with Oseh Shalom, written by Nava Tehillah. We're thinking of them in Jerusalem. So even more special tonight to sing Israeli music.
Table
Shabbat Shalom.
I was enjoying it just the way it was. It wasn't what? Sorry. That song? No. I was just jamming on that song. I was just jamming on top of that song, whatever. Throwing stuff on top of it, basically.
Superimposing.
I'm superimposing. I'm sorry. נפלא, מקסים. וואו. מרהיב, מטריב. משגע. משגע, יוצא מן הכלל. Very nice. Yes. And extraordinary. יוצא מן הכלל. I mean, it doesn't need you if you say יוצא. 100%.
וואי, אחי. וואו, אחי, וואו.
Listen.
איזה וייב מדהים.
On top of mine. You're superimposing. Superimposing.
There's the heaters, so what we gotta do is service start, we disconnect the heaters. Because that's what triggers that thing.
Negative electrical charge.
The power there in the heater. And I told the judge.
I got a negative charge right here for you. לא. אתה נשמע את הבן של 1000 ממש...
טוב, מי רוצה לאכול בלי גם מצחיק כזה? אתה נוסע ישירות הביתה? אני... מיקי פי?
ויליאמסבורג השכונה.
מיקי פי או לא? סתם... נראה לי מפף ג'וש דייביס, אתה מכיר אותה?
ג'וש?
זה ילד כזה שהוא עושה את הבוקינג על כל הקוקטיילס בר.
וואלה. ליטל ברנץ' עדיין קיים? עדיין יש מוזיקה?
אני לא מגן שם.
וואלה.
אפילו עשיתי בבן אדם שיחה. תודה רבה ששואל אותי. אבל אני הקשבתי גם.
אוקיי.
כי
כי זה לא משלם.
לא, זה ממש מתוך.
כן, לא ככה. אבל מה רציתי להגיד לך?
מה רצית להגיד?
אתמול הלכתי לשמוע את עמוס. איזה יפה הוא נשמע.
אז הגעתי, ראיתי אתכם באמן.
ראית מה?
הוא נשמע מולד, אתה נשמע מדהים. אוף, חיוך. נשמע מדהים. ממש מדהים. סווינגים ויצירתי.
והקונטרול, כאילו,
לא,
בקטע של...
נכון, כאילו. מה עמוס? מי הגיע לנו? אביתר. מה מגיע? אביתר, כן, מדהים. מי עוד יש? מי זה? אין לו פרינד נחמד. לא. הוא נחמד, הוא יהיה חמוד זה.